This has been one of the stories which has seen major news and headlines come in, that is the state of Punjab and the PCC unit there. Now it appears that there is a compromise formula that has been worked out with the party's leadership, and the compromise formula is this: to make Navjot Singh Sidhu the PCC chief and 4 working presidents along with him who would represent other communities in the state as well. Now this really of course has seen Captain Amrinder Singh, who hasn't in fact has been raising questions as far as this decision by the party leadership to bring in Navjot Singh Sidhu as far as the PCC chief is concerned. And today the party's leadership also sent in Harish Rawat to meet the Punjab chief minister in a bid to try and placate him. Navjot Singh Sidhu himself also met with senior leaders of the party in a bid to try and reach out to other members of the Pradesh Congress Committee. So that's where this entire matter is at the moment. A very, very significant development of compromise formula being worked out. Of course, after that particular meeting, Harish Rawat coming out to say that all would accept whatever the party's leadership decides. Clearly, of course, in a bid to try and placate Captain Amrinder Singh, who has been very stiffly opposing Navjot Singh Sidhu being made the PCC chief. Several conditions that Captain Amrinder Singh has also put in place. For instance, the cabinet expansion that is due should, or reshuffle rather, that is due, should ensure that Navjot Singh Sidhu does not have a say as far as his cabinet as chief minister is concerned. These are amongst the several conditions that have been put forth by Captain Amrinder Singh to his party's leadership. Will this in fact ensure that there is a truce amongst both sides? We had seen a flurry of statements in fact coming in from Navjot Singh Sidhu against Captain Amrinder Singh in the past. Will that all end now? That's a very, very big question. And let's take this question across to Pradeep Datta, senior editor, joining us live. Pradeep, this is a very, very important kind of compromise formula that has been worked on. But given the fact that this compromise formula perhaps does not have the complete acceptance of all sides, raises an important question about whether this will end the infighting within the state unit of Punjab.
Yes, Madhav, you're absolutely right. In fact, Congress crisis hardly shows any signs of blowing out. Compromise formula is not acceptable to all. That's one of the reasons that it's taking some time to come out with an announcement regarding Sidhu being appointed as the party president. Because I had been at Sidhu's residence. In fact, short while back, we saw that all those loyalists who had gathered there, they had to finally leave for their residence, because since morning they had been waiting for this thing. It's in fact heading for a grand finale, and it's definitely going, in cricketing terms, if you can say, it's going to be a nail-biting finish between Captain Amrinder Singh and Navjot Singh Sidhu, who had been at loggerheads with each other. In fact, today when Harish Rawat came to meet Captain, he had come with a compromise formula. Compromise formula was that he will be having a say when there will be a cabinet reshuffle, and the party working presidents will be, in fact, as per his wish. It will not be, Sidhu will not be deciding, because earlier Sidhu was saying that 2 of his members should be appointed as working president, which in fact Captain will not agree to. That's why they wanted that there should be a compromise formula. But so far as Captain is concerned, from his side there was a kind of a dissenting note, was that he has expressed his unhappiness the way the Sidhu has been using the language against him, insulting him publicly, either on Twitter or while talking to the media person. So he was seeking a public apology from his side, and he also wanted.
And those concerns are certainly, of course, understandable, given that he is the chief minister, not the first time, for several times, at least 3 terms that Captain has served in that capacity. Thanks so much, Pradeep, for joining us with that update. Let's take this across to our guests now who are joining us at the moment. With us is Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP. With us also is Shehzad Poonawalla, lawyer. Sujata Paul, political analyst, is with us, and we also have with us Rashid Kidwai, senior journalist. Sujata Paul, I'm going to come across to you first. The question is this: whether this compromise formula that the High Command wants to implement in Punjab will actually work, because there was supposed to be a big bang announcement this evening. That has not happened, and obviously there are concerns that it's because this compromise formula itself is not acceptable to all.
This is basically conjecturing, because there was no such thing as a big announcement today, because we've been hearing this from the media
for the last many days. But what you're calling a compromise formula, I look at it as a strategy for the future.
Ma'am, this is not conjecture. This is news that top sources were putting out this morning and late in the afternoon as well. Till late afternoon, this is what we were told by top sources. So it's very far from conjecture. It's a bit unfair to call it speculation.
Not just today. We've been hearing this for a number of days, and what I'm saying, Madhav, is that these are conjectures, and what you're talking about as a compromise formula, I look at it as a strategy for the future. And change is always inevitable, and that is the only thing constant. And here also, what I can see is that the Congress party might be in a very, very strong position in Punjab, but they need to reinvent themselves and make sure that there are other leaders also who are accommodated. Because we must remember what Captain Amrinder Singh had said the last time. He said that this will be my last election. Do you remember that? So I look at it in that context. But in addition to that, I also feel that yes, when it is time for you to make way for others, then you get worried because you have protected that particular organization. You do not want it to be weak. So I understand all these, these things which are coming out about how the Congress might become weak. But I do not think that is going to happen. And if you talk about
many would say that when Congress was in a position of confidence and of strength, given what has been happening in Punjab for the past several months, at a time like this, why would the party's leadership want to, even leave some scope of antagonizing Captain Amrinder Singh? I'm going to give a chance to Sanju Verma to rebut you. Sanju Verma, this is all change that is happening. It is generational change that is on in Punjab. The only question is whether this generational change should have happened with less than a year to go for elections.
I think, Madhav.
Your question has a lot of answers hidden in it. I just want to say one thing. As I look at it, for Rahul Gandhi, it is a Hobson's choice. On the one hand, you have a part-time politician and a full-time comedian like Navjot Singh Sidhu, who also is a professional party hopper. And on the other hand, you have an incompetent, inept, and a grossly overrated Amrinder Singh, who exported the second COVID wave, which now scientific data endorses, originated in rural areas of Punjab, not only with respect to COVID mismanagement, but I remember the 2017 manifesto of Amrinder Singh, where he said he will convert Amritsar, Patiala, Ludhiana into smart cities. And look what we've got. People in Punjab are actually crying for even 5 to 6 hours of uninterrupted power. There are regular electricity outages, and not only that, wait, don't get rattled, I did not interrupt you. Not only that, Madhav, the other thing is, Captain Amrinder Singh has been completely oblivious, blissfully ignorant, and deliberately to the rampant conversions of Hindu community in Punjab. And mind you, this is going to be a big poll issue, because he's completely decided to go mute on this. And I want to just
you can raise that issue. I want to just come back to the. We're talking about infighting. Sanju Verma, please, let's come back to the subject at hand. We're discussing the issue of infighting. Let's not divert from that, please, because I think it's a very important issue. It's a very important issue. Okay, quickly make your point, please. Quickly, please.
Okay. Madhav, I think finally the buck stopped at the doorstep of the Gandhis, and today neither Sonia Gandhi, Priyanka, Robert Vadra or Rahul Gandhi have been able to provide effective leadership when the leader itself is not strong. What can you expect in the cadre? So I think what you're seeing here is completely a representation of what is happening in Maharashtra, in Rajasthan between Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot, and in Chhattisgarh between T.S. Singhdeo and Bhupesh Baghel. So Congress, in every state that they are in power in, they are at loggerheads with each other, and it is a party which has split down the middle.
Okay. Three chief ministers. All right. Sujata Paul, please hold on. We have limited time, and I have 2 other guests to go to. So please calm down, ladies. Let me quickly go across to the other gentlemen on the panel. Rashid Kidwai, the question that I want to ask you is this. You're a very keen observer of the Congress, and any impartial observer will say that in the current situation, perhaps Captain Amrinder Singh was best poised to lead the election for the Congress party. At a time like this, it's highly unusual to see, it's important to have generational change. It happens, there is friction between generations in states like Rajasthan, in Maharashtra, all over in Karnataka. There are several such issues that time and again do raise their head. But the point is that, with about 10 months to go for elections in Punjab, why do it now? What is the urgency to actually go ahead and placate Sidhu or give him such a plum post? That's something that many are actually puzzled about.
Madhav, first of all, let me rely on a Urdu couplet to begin with.
की खबर गरम के गालिब के उड़ेंगे पुर्जे देखने हम भी गए लेकिन तमाशा ना हुआ. So basically, a build-up was there as if the Congress is going to implode, at least in Punjab. See, the political parties face a lot of challenge. You look at Uttarakhand, you look at Karnataka, you look at Uttar Pradesh, and of course you look at Rajasthan and Punjab, etc. Political leadership have a way to deal with it, and politicians are very good at it. They create a lot of hype, drama, posturing, etc. End of the day, obviously, since the Congress is out of power, the High Command is defunct. Rahul Gandhi has not met with a success. So this kind of working, this kind of arrangement becomes very difficult. But end of the day, what is the net objective, Madhav, of a political party? Objective of political party is to win election. Captain Amrinder Singh has a lot of past, perhaps very good present, but not so much future because of his age. And that's where, Navjot Sidhu comes in. The Congress party's internal report had it that unless these two people come together, they cannot overcome this, anti-incumbency factor. So this is a thing. It is a beginning. Some kind of headway has been made. Let's see what happens next.
Right, but somewhere or the other, the party's leadership will have to ensure that these differences are ironed out, because this public tamasha, as you rightly put it, is something that the party can ill afford, Shehzad Poonawalla. And, Mr. Rashid Kidwai seems to suggest that this is a well-considered decision. There is feedback that has been taken, a report has been prepared, and it's on the basis of that this particular decision has been taken. Whether it's correct or not, the question is that at the end of the day, one cannot, or any political party for that matter, not just in Punjab, in any state, cannot afford to, have this open infighting that is going on publicly. Of course, Sidhu did not make any comments today, thankfully, but the fact is that how can this and how long can a party afford this to go on?
Absolutely. Madhav, first of all, those who are saying that this is about generational change, what happens to this generational change in Rajasthan? What happens to this generational change in Congress party? Anyways, so Punjab is generational change that is happening. But I want to read an insightful statement of a man called Narendra Modi in 2018. And listen to the statement. Congress party will be virtually left with one CM in Puducherry in the country after they will be defeated in Karnataka in June 2018. In any case, Congress party doesn't treat Punjab CM as their own, nor does Captain Amrinder Singh treat Congress as his own. What an insightful statement made almost 3 years ago by a man called Narendra Modi. And let me tell you, मेरा तो आज का डिबेट वसूल हो गया राशिद किदवाई की मुस्कुराहट देखकर. ये इसलिए हुआ क्योंकि मन ही मन में वो जानते हैं कि किस तरीके के तर्क दिए जा रहे हैं. This is the equivalent of cutting off your nose to spite your face. Just because the family is so insecure of Amrinder Singh and they want to desperately control him, then in the words of Sanju Verma, the part-time politician brings a full-time comedian. And look at the irony that Captain Amrinder Singh was Rajiv Gandhi's very good friend. He was Sonia Gandhi's close confidant. But because Rahul and Priyanka cannot deal with him or have some insecurity against him, they are now peddling this Mr. Sidhu. First they peddled Mr. Bajwa. Now my limited point is that the Congress party must realize that it is in power in few states because of these regional satraps. And if they are going to treat their own leaders like this, imagine what they are doing. Ghulam Nabi Azad, the G23, other senior leaders, this is the treatment they've meted out to senior leaders because one family wants to keep its hold over the pie.
All right. Okay. Let me just quickly bring in Rashid Kidwai. You took his name, so I'm going to give him a quick chance to rebut you. Rashid Kidwai, at the end of the day, is it merit that is being dumped in this particular case? Is that what is happening in Punjab? A person who's a proven winner of elections versus a person who has not led at the state level?
Madhav, first of all, I'm not a party spokesperson, so I'm not in a habit of rebutting anything. Mr. Shehzad Poonawalla is within his rights to make an observation or a comment. All I've been saying is that, ultimately, job of a political party is to win election, not to look at, a certain individual. Captain Amrinder Singh has won, 2 elections and he has lost 2 elections. So the same applies to Mr. Ashok Gehlot of Rajasthan. Thrice he has lost and thrice he has won. So it is for a political party, who they want. Mr. Navjot Sidhu is much more than a comedian. He was a very accomplished cricketer, BJP parliamentarian. All these things have also been there, which are not being talked about. As far as, like Mr. Shehzad Poonawalla, Mr. Narendra Modi is also, absolutely free to make certain observations about Captain Amrinder Singh. So age is a factor, whether one likes it or not. See, at 79, if he leads and wins, and he would be 84. So this is a problem Congress has faced in Himachal Pradesh also. I am saying that this, see, you look at what BJP did in Assam. They fought election and won election under Sonowal, and then they brought this Himanta Biswa Sarma. So every political party has a way to deal with it. Why pick on Congress?
Okay. That's an important point. Let Sanju Verma respond to that. Sanju Verma, in Assam, we saw Mr. Sonowal. They went into elections with Mr. Sonowal as the face. Mr. Himanta Biswa Sarma was then made the chief minister after the election. So this is not something that is unusual or happens only in one particular state. Is the argument of Mr. Rashid Kidwai. Please respond to him.
Madhav, I just want to say one thing very clearly. It is true that politics and power, first and foremost, is about winning a mandate from the people and having electoral victories in your kitty. And as we all know, Congress has been busy collecting moral trophies. You know, one moral victory after the other is what the Congress has to its credit. So clearly, when the High Command and the so-called scion of the party is himself beleaguered by not having the ability to win any election. In fact, under Rahul Gandhi, the Congress in the last 7 years has lost over 40 big and small elections. So his report card is nothing much to write home about. But clearly, the main problem here, Madhav, is that there is no common glue which is able to bring together contradictory people with conflicting ambitions within the party together. For instance, I am from Maharashtra, and let me tell you, in Maharashtra, Congress has Bhai Jagtap, Nana Patole, Ashok Chavan, Prithviraj Chavan, Milind Deora. So you have half a dozen leaders who are waiting in the queue to become the chief minister. So what do you do when you're not able to fulfill the aspirations of the next generation? I think that is where the Congress has failed. And to say that this is a generational transition, excuse me, you washed your dirty linen in public.
Yeah.
You washed your dirty linen in public.
Okay. Let me put that point. You made an important point of multiple power centers working at cross purposes, and I want Sujata Paul to respond to that. Sujata Paul, a situation where, you know, it's not just about Maharashtra. This has happened in other states as well, Sujata Paul, where you have multiple power centers working at cross purposes, and the inability. My question, Sujata Paul, is that this is a situation that is seen not just in Maharashtra, Sanju Verma described, but in other states as well, where there are multiple power centers working at cross purposes. Ultimately, the ability of the party's leadership to get everyone to gel together, come together and fight the election, even seen in Kerala, for instance, is once again rearing its head here in Punjab. This does not augur well for the party's leadership when in Rajasthan, in Kerala, in Punjab, and different states, this problem of infighting comes out in the open.
I can't hear you.
All right. Since you can't hear me, let me take that question across to Rashid Kidwai. Rashid Kidwai, would you like to take that question? Is this a problem that is recurring only in Punjab? Because this seems to be happening in Kerala just now in the election. We know what the result of that election was. In Maharashtra, Sanju Verma just described.
Yes, multiple power centers do exist. Factionalism is a kind of inbuilt model in the Congress scheme of things. You look at any state, there are more than one leader, there are more than one stakeholder. It used to be a source of strength. I agree with her that now it has become a source of weakness. But then political culture of a political party cannot change overnight. Factionalism exists even in the BJP, as we have seen in Uttarakhand, as we are going to see in Karnataka in the time to come. It's all there. It's just that, how the leadership, because the BJP in Indira Gandhi's time, the regional satraps could not do anything. So I am saying it is a matter, if you're in power, to deal with it from position of strength. Rahul Gandhi is dealing with position of weakness. There is no doubt about it.
Important point there. This infighting is happening even in Karnataka as we speak. Shehzad Poonawalla, we all know what has happened with Yediyurappa today. He's meeting with the entire brass of the BJP here in the national capital. Very clear that he has been asked to step down and find a suitable successor. He is, of course, still fighting to stay on. So this kind of infighting, this kind of groupism is not unique to the Congress. It also happens in the BJP, says Rashid Kidwai.
No doubt, there is of course infighting in the BJP. Any party where there are aspirations of people, there will be infighting, there will be bigger aspirations that they want to achieve something. But the difference between the BJP and the Congress fundamentally is that in the last 7 years, and I'm talking about the last 7 years, 30 strong leaders of the Congress have gone, and along with them, they have taken governments in Karnataka and Madhya Pradesh at the very least. Jyotiraditya Scindia, you remember Karnataka government fell with the MLAs going from there. Uttarakhand government, actually the BJP, a lot of the Congress people, Arak Singh Rawat and others, Vijay Bahuguna have joined there. So the point is that the leadership is unable to keep the big stalwarts or allow the regional satraps to go. Point number two, the Congress in Punjab, let's specify the equations there. The Congress gets a large amount of the Jat Sikh vote and the Dalit and the Hindu vote. That's why they have a Manish Tiwari and others. Manish Tiwari put out, forget Sanju Verma today. She is not the main person attacking Congress party. The main people attacking the leadership is actually Manish Tiwari. He put out an entire demographic of Punjab saying that 55% Jat Sikhs hai, 31% Hindu hai, 35%
Okay.
31% Dalit hai. They all have to be balanced. These are the equations that the Congress people are saying. Now, if you have a Jat Sikh as the CM and a Jat Sikh from Patiala
larger
as
issue
the
of concern.
Yes.
Yes,
How are you
important point
balancing?
made. Important point made, Shahzad. Let me get in a quick response from Sujata. Very limited time left. Sujata Paul, very important point made. The number of leaders who have been walking out of the Congress party in the past 7 years, the list is very long. The number of those standing at the door is also known to all. Its number is 23.
Absolutely. You are absolutely spot on. But you know what? It is the Bharatiya Janata Party who is finding opportunity in disaster by creating the disaster. It has done this to Advani within its own party. It has done it to Congress party in Uttarakhand. And in Uttarakhand, it has done it to its own party also. 3 chief ministers when they had a majority of 57 out of 70 MLAs. So you can understand where they are coming from. And this is the problem with politics today. But no matter what you do, the Congress party stands strong, and we must wait till the last minute, till the announcements are made. In Punjab, you will not be able to do anything, Sanju Verma, or you or your party. This party stands strong and stands for the country.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to wrap up the discussion right now. Sanju Verma, Sujata Paul, Shehzad Poonawalla and Rachit Kitwa. I'm sorry, I'm completely out of time. We have some news coming in at the moment. I'd like to thank you all for joining us this evening.